So tonight's talk is going to be about one of the most common questions that I get. And I was thinking earlier today, what am I going to talk about? And Miss Macy jumped in to the rescue and said, I've got a great topic for you, sir. How do you practice when you're gone on vacation or a trip? And some of you guys may have heard this, but Miss Macy and her family, so basically half the dojo, is going to be gone for the better part of a month. And I'm not as interested in how she's going to practice while she's gone as in how we're going to survive while she's gone. I'm like, if you guys ever want to see the closest thing to me being stressed as you will ever see, you show up on a night while she's gone and we have like a bunch of people trying class for the first time, and I will be on fire and like absolutely my most charismatic self, and then at the end of the night I would just go home and die and I'll come back and do it the next day for a month. But I digress. So the question is, I'm gone from the dojo and my routine is out of whack. Really, this is not just a talk about if I'm on a trip and I'm on vacation, although that is the iterative that we get the most often around this time of year, but it is, I've got my routine, and my routine includes going to the dojo, which is wonderful. You've already accomplished like 90% of what it is that you need to do in the beginning of your practice. But now, something happens. Vacation, family's in town, my job hours changed, I got a dog, like whatever, all this stuff changes. And this is the nature of life. If you ever have a life that just looks like this, you're dead. You're not actually alive. I mean, you're probably literally on life support, just like in a hospital. If you're in life, like this is it. This is how it goes. And it's got ups and everything is amazing and like working exactly the way that you want it to, and then it's got downs, and this is like the amount of time that I can spend doing what I want to spend, or this is just like, you know, the amount of stress in my life, or the way that people in my life are working with me, and it goes down even to the tiniest scales. You might even have just a class by class or even a moment by moment basis with ups and downs if you're really paying attention. I had this earlier today in Tai Chi. At the beginning of Tai Chi, one of you guys were in class today. We did stroke bird's tail, slowing it down. Some of you guys have done it before, where we really just practice as a moving meditation. And I got into this feeling that I get every once in a while, this flow state, and it's either related to Mushin or it's some kind of Mushin, but basically just everything feels right, and it's like nothing else that I experience. And then just like 5 minutes later, my back hurts. I'm just taken out of it. And this is just it. This is absolutely the way that it goes. So if we kind of zoom out on that and look at the trends in life and say, well, here is a time where I just don't have the time or the wherewithal to get to practice, or my routine is off, I'm thrown off. So we'll just say, we'll take the example of like I'm on a trip today, and I literally can't come to the dojo, because you will find plenty of excuses that you make for yourself that are like, I can't go to the dojo, but really you can, and you should, so stop being a baby about it. But let's say that I literally can't because I'm in a different country. So the only reason that Catherine's not going to be here is because she's going to be in New Zealand. If she was in America, she'd still find a way to come. But let's say you're gone. And first of all, let's just address the general idea of getting into the swing of things and the routines that we have. And I'm not going to say that this is bad or good. The truth is, it's kind of both, and it's neither. But we have habits and we have things that we do every day, and we find comfort in this, and we can also find discomfort in this. Like if your habit is I go to the dojo because it kills me and I like that, great. Some of you find comfort in discomfort. Okay, fine. Some of us are just weird like that. But if you have this series of habits and these rituals and the way that your day goes, as long as it stays like that, you might not even be fully happy about it. Like, honestly, a lot of us don't like the way that the routine is, but we just live with it because we're comfortable with it. But like, however it is, like, that is just how things have a tendency to go. And anytime something gets thrown off, some kind of excitement, some kind of, oh, this happened today and I don't know what to do with it, it's confusion. And human beings don't like confusion. We don't like when things are not the way that we're exactly used to. So this will mess with you. And one of the first things that will probably go is my meditation, my martial arts practice, because these things that, isn't it funny how the way our brains work, these things that we know are the best for us and are really important for us to keep making progress in life are the first things that we ditch. We're like, I got to just get back to basics. I got to watch TV. That's it. The rest of it. I got to get my time sitting on the couch, and if I can squeeze in a little bit, okay, I'll do it. But you need to have the ability, if possible, to continue the same actions and habits and rituals and routine even when you're gone. And it's very difficult if you're in an airplane and jet lag and all of this stuff happens. But let's say that you landed and you're there and you usually meditate every day. Meditate at the same time that you used to. And if that's absolutely impossible because of things that you're planning, you still got to make sure that you meditate as part of your day. So one of the best things that I have as a piece of advice for your meditation practice, for example, is you should just literally do it before you do anything else. I've decided that meditation is important to me. Okay, I wake up and I sit and I meditate. I don't let anything else happen. If you look at your phone, you might forget to meditate, or you might get involved in something else that takes that away from you. So use that opportunity before you look at your phone. Your mind is in a much better state. You're already calm and relaxed. Just go right into it. And then it's done. And if you're like me, if you are alive and awake and you have meditated, that's it. Like, my day is gold. Whatever else happens from here on out is just icing on the cake. Like, I've accomplished what I'm supposed to do with my life today. And some of you have, kids you have to feed and whatever else. Okay, put that in there. You should probably do that as well. But, priorities. So the truth of the matter is, if your practice is a priority and you treat it thusly and you just do it in the order, you do life in the order that is most important, the important things will get done. You get them done first. So, Catherine, if you wake up and you say, I'm not going to do anything else before I meditate, I promise you will get it done. And then the next thing, I'm not going to do anything after meditation until I practice Tai Chi. You will get it done. And then I'm not going to do anything until I do forms. You will get it done. Okay, well, now I did my stuff. And now I can go feed my kids. And now I can go feed my husband or whatever else. Go on your trip. And, this is on some level just like the essence of life. Like, this is how it happens. This is how we really become the kind of person that we want to be, is no matter what gets thrown in our way, we just continue down the path. I mean, imagine if you're walking down this path and the only way that you can stay on it is if nothing bad happens or nothing gets thrown in your way. And it's like, even you come up on a slight curve and you're just like, I don't know what to do. And you just veer off into the woods. I mean, this is kind of how we live our lives very often. And it's like, you can just see the curve. The path just goes back this way. And all I got to do is make this little turn and I'm back on it. But we just get thrown so easily. If we can just, stay true to what it is that we know is important to us on a daily basis, and then even on a moment by moment basis, it's it. Life is not that difficult. A tree falls in the path. Well, this is serious. I don't know what I'm going to do. You might have to climb over the tree, but still, you're back on the path when you get to the other end. And some things are going to seem like insurmountable. Some things are going to seem like, well, I know Sifu said that all I had to do was get back on the path, but there's no way of recovering from this. And I get it. Like, some things are legitimately incredibly difficult, sad, hard to deal with, and things that are beyond anything that I've had to deal with. And so I'm not going to just pretend that it's easy, but I'm going to insist that it's simple. So it's not always easy, but it is simple. It is really just coming right back to it. It's like Ueshiba Sensei. His students would look at him, and some of you guys don't know, Ueshiba Sensei founded Aikido. And so lots of pivots, and like the questions that I had at the end of last class. How do I stay on balance when I'm doing all of this? It's spine straight, hip over heel, but you will still lose your balance. And so Ueshiba Sensei's student said, he's amazing. He never gets off balance. It's so incredible. And he heard this and he said, it's not true. It's not true at all. I am constantly thrown off balance. I just get right back on balance so quickly that you don't even see it. You don't recognize that I was ever off balance. And this is really it. Like, when we can learn to just immediately come back to wherever it is that we're supposed to be going, then it becomes simple again. So, just the order of priorities, the idea of something throws me off and I just come right back to it. That is just literally the first thing that I do. Rather than being over here and feeling sorry for myself for getting thrown off the path, I just get right back to the path and keep walking. This is something that we'll talk about more with the idea of New Year's resolutions and goals, because this is such a common thing. You decide, I'm going to do this. This year is the year that I don't skip a day meditating. I meditate every single day. And then sure enough, someday early on in the year will come and you'll probably skip or you'll forget or whatever. You'll wake up, oh, I didn't do it. Well, I'll just do it next year. The rest of this year is shot. I don't care about it anymore. And then I'll come back and do it next year. You don't have to wait that long. You can do it today, right now. You just set the clock over again. This is the year. But that ability to just, get thrown off and come right back to it, to the priorities, without, making it mean more than it needs to, and without really causing yourself to be off the path in the woods for any longer than necessary, is great. It's the same thing that we practice in meditation, just coming right back immediately as soon as you see it. A great thing to do as well, and this is a little bit of a cheat, but you'll be able to do it easily, is have people around you that have the same goals and priorities and things that you want to be doing. So for practice, man, the more people that you have in your life who practice martial arts, the better your life will be, I promise you. First of all, they'll just let you come to class because they appreciate what it means to you. And also, they will be better people. So all that's going to be wonderful. But if you can take these people on vacation with you, oh man, you've got it made. Absolutely. So just practice forms and sparring and grappling and bring mitts with you and whatever. It's so great. But you might not have, family that's in the dojo. It doesn't mean that you can't surround yourself with other people that practice, or at the very least, people that understand what your practice means to you. And people who will really, even if you don't take practice as the specific example, but anything that is really important to you, anything that really is something that you're striving towards, if the people in your life are kind of backing you up on that, then it becomes so much easier. And you really want to tell everybody that you can, this is what I'm trying to do. I want you to hold me to it. I'm starting to steal all the thunder from my goals talk. I got to stop doing that. So when you're on vacation, just tell the people that you're on vacation with. Or maybe they're strangers. Tell somebody that you see the first thing in the morning, I'm going to meditate today. Remind me when you see me later. And like a lot of times we take it the opposite way, and we think, well, I'm on vacation with these people, and they're going to think I'm weird if they see me practicing my forms or meditating, so I'm just not going to do it. I'll just wait until I get back. Forget that. The very least you got to be able to do is like go in the bathroom, close the door, and meditate. And nobody's going to bust in on you and mess with you while you're meditating in the bathroom. Or do your forms in the bathroom. Make sure that your hotel room has a big bathroom. It'll be easy. But I've done forms on trips with all kinds of people who don't understand martial arts. I mean, at this point in my life, everybody who I keep around gets it, but back in the day, it wasn't so. And I'd be like in a hostel on spring break in Florida, and I just went into the handicap stall, because that's the big one. And it's like 1 a.m. and I'm practicing my form, and I just get up to this wall and I just back up and I keep going again, and I bump into this wall and back up and keep going. And you gotta kind of do what you gotta do. And at the end of the day, it's just about not making excuses. Kind of everything that I've said up until now is kind of about like, how to make it a little bit easier for you, and how to get back as quick as possible, and all that is going to help you so that the further down off the path you get, the harder it is. But all of this is that you want to try to make it as easy as possible to stay on the path that you've chosen, even when you're on vacation. Sometimes it's not going to be. Sometimes, like, you will land. How long is this flight to New Zealand?
We've got like 4 legs, so it's going to take 20-something hours.
20-something hours. Well, you're going to be meditating on the plane. That's what I did when I went to Asia every time. Long meditation on the plane. But let's imagine that you land and you still haven't done whatever it is that you need to do. You let yourself go to bed, it's done. It's not happening. So you've got to do it. And I don't care if it's a token meditation. I said I was going to meditate every day. I'm going to sit and just be like this, and okay, I did it. Shut up. Did it. And then wake up the next day and just get right back on the horse. But again, like this, it's not hard to make it happen when you're up here. It's hard to make it happen when you're down here. And it's great if you have the ability to get yourself back up here, but sometimes you're going to be down here for a while. And it's like, all right, I'm in the trough. I got to just go. Or Sifu calls this the valley. This is the peak, this is the valley, this is the plateau. And sometimes the valley turns into a trough plateau. It's just everything is crap down here for a while. This is the gutter that you're in. And it's just so easy to kind of get into the mindset of this is just, unbearable. I can't do the things that I want to do because of what's going on and because of the circumstances that I'm in. I'm making your vacation sound like it's going to be really rough. I'm sure you're going to have a great time. But just in the way of practice, it's so easy to get into that state of mind about our practice and say, like, this is just my lazy time. I'm on vacation. I'm with my family, or like, I'm with my family and I can't possibly do anything because my family is here and they're breathing down my neck. All of that is just an opportunity. If life always made it easy to practice and everything was just set up exactly the way that we wanted it to be and just handed it to us like this, it's not fun. There's nothing to that. There's no growth there. So, just recognize this as an opportunity, and this is just another fun way for me to, get back on track and do whatever it is that I've decided that I'm going to do. And if we can look at the bumps in the road like vacations and like all the other things that I said before as just that, as a bump in the road and an opportunity for me to practice getting right back on track, then it becomes fun. It becomes like this is a great opportunity for me. And likewise, if you look at every little thing that comes up as like, oh my God, why are you doing this to me? Like, there's no rest. Every chance you get, you just step on me. Then that's the way that it's always going to seem. So it's not quite as simple and mundane as thinking positively, but it's not totally different. Just decide how you're going to look at it and just do it. So you're on vacation, you're gone, they threw a monkey wrench in your machinery and your routine is completely off. So get right back to it as soon as possible. Think of it as an opportunity. This is fun. Get other people rallied up around you and see the new opportunity, because like let's say that just physically you're somewhere else and you don't have the dojo to come to. Well, I got news for you. I can almost guarantee that all of you at some point in your life will not be, well, I guarantee you that all of you at some point in your life will not be able to come to the dojo. The dojo will probably still exist until all of us are dead. But at some point, you'll move somewhere, or you'll be so sick, or I'm literally dying and I can't get to the dojo. Okay, at some point it's going to happen. So what do you do then? And use this as practice for that. Vacation is just like practice for dying. At some point it's going to happen. And you don't have this place. So you got to take your practice out into wherever you are. And this is the essential difference between somebody who is practicing martial arts and somebody who is a martial artist. Somebody who practices martial arts does it in the dojo and doesn't take it out into life, and somebody who is a martial artist practices it everywhere they go, and they can't help but do that. So maybe in the beginning it takes a little bit of guilting yourself into do it, like, I said I was going to do it. Sifu gave that whole talk about it. All right, I'll do it. And then eventually it's just like a part of me, and I can't, like, my skin starts to crawl and I get jumpy if I haven't practiced for a couple of days, and so I just do it. But like if you see the world as your dojo, it's not literally covered in mats, but every place that you go to is a new fun way to practice. And it might be your physical practice, it might just be able to meditate, or I'm just gonna like walk mindfully, or really pay attention to the person who I'm talking to right now. When you can fold everything, including vacation, into practice, then you're good. So that's what we're going to practice tonight. Tonight you're in the dojo and it's nice and it's comfortable, and you'll sit and you've got the familiar sounds of the cars going by and the fountain, and it's like just the right temperature in here. But you gotta absorb as much of this as you can, and then the next time you meditate, you close your eyes and you're just absolutely rock solid, like you're in the dojo and there's nothing that can bother you. And you could be sitting in a torrential downpour and it's 30 degrees outside, and you're just like, bring it within. Within is my dojo. I take it everywhere with me. Sit comfortably.